Officially hit record. Hey, welcome everybody to today's Diamond Dash training. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm super pumped up and super proud of everybody that I see still showing up to this training. I absolutely love that post that Kendra put in there where you ring the bell every time that you get a brand new coach. It's motivating to me, keeps me pumped up, keeps me moving forward with my business as well. So I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for what this is doing for my coaches that are plugging in and involving themselves in this training. I had 2 brand new Diamond coaches last week of my PS coaches. So this is working. What we're doing is working. So I want to say thanks to every single one of you guys, because every one of you guys raising the bar for yourselves, that's what's challenging in lifting up everybody around you. So today I'm going to get started. We are doing a special topic today. I'm going to start. I'm going to do the whole first half, and then we're going to have Terry Fisher do the second half. And our topic today is social media. And the social media topic, I'm going to cover what I do specifically with my blog and my YouTube. I'm going to talk to you guys about my thinking, what's in my mind as I'm writing the post, who am I speaking to in that post, and what do I want them to do, both with my blog and with my YouTube. I'm going to lead that into email marketing, but Terry's going to cover that. But I will show you a specific example of how I email market, and it's something very new to me. So as you learn all these things today, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed at everything. This is so you can get a bigger picture of things that you can start to take on and learn as you go. And then Terry's going to go on, and he's going to talk about Periscope. Chalene Johnson's been talking about Periscope and the power she believes that we can have with Periscope. He's going to talk about Pinterest and then lead into, like I said, email marketing. And I went to the Marketing Impact Academy and learned that Pinterest combined with video, specifically YouTube, is the most powerful way to connect with a high quality lead. So that's something that you guys want, right? Is to get a high quality lead or coach prospect to join your team. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to give it to you guys straight. So remember, this is recorded, but I am going to give you all of my secrets. So some of the things I'm going to talk about today, I've actually made an unlisted video and I've shared some of them with my coaches, but I'm going into more detail today, and it's for all of you guys because I want you guys to build the business that gives you guys the lifestyle that you guys want. Starting first with your diamond, right? So let's get right into the training. I'll briefly introduce Terry after I finish, so you know a little bit about him to lead him into it. But he's got a phenomenal story about how he started as well. So you're going to want to hear this whole thing. So I'm going to talk about my blogs first. And if you guys want to know what my blog is, it's www.scottyhobbs.com. And so anything that I talk to you guys about today, if you can't read it, obviously on here, that's okay. You can go and look at what I taught today, not read each post, but check out a couple of them to see specifically how I do it. So I'm going to show you guys an example of a fitness post and a blog post and some of the things I'm going to point out what I'm doing when I write my posts. So here's what I put on my blog. I don't spend much time on my blog at all, but it brings a ton of business and coach prospects to me. So the 2 types of posts that I put in my blog are specifically transformation stories, and second, personal development training. Basically, what I learned in my personal development, I teach it. So here, I just got a little ding real quick. Let me shut that thing off real quick. I have the Zoom recording, but I want to make sure that we can't hear when they ding in. 1 second. Okay, so what I'm going to talk about is the 2 types of posts. We'll start with a fitness post. So when you're brand new, let's say, because most of you guys are pushing to your diamond right now. And guys, I still do this today. So I share every single transformation story that I have of my challengers and of my coaches in my blog. And basically, this is what I do. I ask them a question. I say, hey, whatever it is, directly related to them. I love your transformation. Inspirational. I know that's going to inspire other people to get started. Could I share your transformation in my blog and on my Facebook? And when they say yes, which almost all of them do, I say, okay, perfect. Could you answer these questions for me? And to save time, I have it copy and pasted. So it says, okay, perfect. Could you send me how you found Beachbody, how you felt before you started, how you feel now, aka your results and how your life has changed since you've joined or started your Beachbody transformation or joined as a coach. And last question, why are you never going to quit on your transformation and on helping people if they're a coach? So I have them write it up for me. So they basically write the blog post for me. And all I do is I write a little paragraph at the top, and then I copy what their response was, and I quote them, and I put it in my blog. So I do that with every transformation of my coaches when I see them, or coaches in our team. And when you're starting, if you don't have these transformations, that's okay. You can ask anybody that's a part of Team Beachbody. When you see their transformation on Facebook, ask if you can share it. That's what I do. So with that being said, here's one tip I want to point at the top, and I'll maximize it for a second. It says, will people judge my before picture? So I specifically titled it that because this is a blog. And the cool thing about, we talked about social media like Facebook last week. The thing about that I'm going to teach you right now before I start about my blog and my YouTube is this is what I feel and what I've experienced over 4 years. I've got great leads and great coaches from Facebook. Brigitte Linford is from Facebook, from my hometown, right? But I get the majority, like 90% of them from my blog or my YouTube. And the reason is when somebody finds your stuff on Facebook, I'm not saying don't do Facebook, because I do Facebook 100% as well. But when they find it on Facebook, usually it's just somebody that's bored. They're scrolling and they see it and they're like, oh, that's cool, whatever. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I'd like that, whatever. And they start to follow you, right? So you're finding somebody that's bored and you intrigue them. This is my opinion. When you write a blog post or you use a YouTube, the people that find those are most likely searching for an answer. So I want you to think about that. Instead of scrolling and they find you out of boredom, they're searching a blog for, whatever it is. How do I lose weight before the wedding? And if you look through my blog post titles, you're going to see that they're almost all of them are questions, so that I can capture or find people with search engine optimization, SEO, of what people are typing into the Google search bar. And I'll tell you guys exactly why I do that and why I've done that for the past 4 years. Is because that's how I found Lindsay Matway. I had a transformation on my own with P90X, and I searched who are the best Beachbody coaches, who's the top Beachbody coach. So I was searching that, and then that's how I found Lindsay. I found a lot of other coaches as well, but I connected to Lindsay. So my blog has SEO for whatever I'm trying to capture there. This one's not really trying to capture anything. I'm not usually trying to on my transformation ones, but on my personal development ones I do. So this is one of my brand new coaches, Abby Bean, and her transformation. And then I embed, because I'm going to talk about the power of video coming up in my part. I almost always embed a video, so people, when they find my blog post, they can see me. They can connect with me as a person. I also have this little link here. I want you to remember this. Make a little star if you're taking notes. This is a button. Basically, it's an image. If they click it, it redirects to a URL of my choice. So it redirects to whatever web page that I want when they click it. So it says, learn more about coaching right there. So even though this is a fitness blog post sharing her transformation, I have an invite to become a Team Beachbody coach or learn about Team Beachbody at least. And then down here, I also have meet some of our coaches on the team and see how our lives have become better. And I have a 2-minute coach video that my coaches and I made that just share the many different things of how our lives have changed. You can search it. It says, why do we love being Beachbody coaches? That's the title of it. So specifically, that is and yes, that is a lead page button. It's actually, I created that image from my lead page and just uploaded the image there, but it goes to my lead page. So if you didn't have a lead page though, I'm gonna talk in a few slides. It could go to your coach application, right? They could click it and it goes to your app. It goes to the URL of your application. So if you don't have lead pages yet, or you don't have a become a coach blog post, you can make a simple 15-minute site. You could make a coach application, which I'll show you mine, and whatever button you have, learn about coaching, could go to that could go to your what is coaching application on Google Forms or on Wufoo. So yes, and like I said, I got another video down here. So I want people to see who we are and what we're about. So that's a fitness blog post. And here's a business blog post. And guys, this is how I get my blog posts. I said I don't spend very much time on my blog. Each of these posts probably took me 5 to 15 minutes at the most. And the reason is this is what I do, and I want you guys to get this. I teach my personally sponsored coaches that there's 4 vital behaviors. Well, 5. Proof the product works, personal development, invite, and like Carl says, recognition, so recognizing your coaches and your challengers. And number 5, I believe, is one of the most important as well, which is kind of like an invite in a way, but don't use it for your invite. Don't make an excuse to not actually invite people. Number 5 is I take what I learned in my personal development and I teach it on my Facebook page and on a YouTube video. So I want you to take note of that. I take my personal development for the day and I teach it on my Facebook, and then I make a video about it. And if it gets a good response on my Facebook and people are like, oh my gosh, that's what I needed to hear today, I take that, I copy it from my Facebook because I already spent the time writing it, and I paste it into my blog, and I do the SEO. I choose keywords that I think people will search. So take note of the title. The title encourages somebody to read it. If they search on Google about Team Beachbody coaches, my title of the blog post is Why I Didn't Join Team Beachbody. So I go through and I talk about all the things that were holding me back from joining as a coach during the 8 months that I didn't join, when I knew that I could be a coach and I didn't. So they're thinking it because they're like skeptical like I was. They're like, someone's going to give the truth about why I shouldn't be a part of Beachbody. I'm going to read it. And then they read it, and then I punch them in the face with how awesome Team Beachbody is. And I had the same fears that they're having. So what I do, I relate with feelings. So right here, it's hard to read. Let's see if you can read it. You can check this post out, but it's like, what if I fail? What if nobody listens to me? What if I give up on, like I have on so many things before? What if I get made fun of? What if I can't keep up? What if I'm not as good as others? I don't have a smartphone. I don't have internet in my house. So I listed all the things, all the fears, all the things that I had in my blog post. So I'm relating to the person that I want to join my team. I want that hardworking, driven person that's so skeptical about Beachbody that when they get convinced by my videos and my blog posts and me sharing my life, that they're going to be so for it, because that's me. I was so against it that when I turned, I was 100% for it. So I want that person on my team. So I'm speaking to that person in this blog post. So I relate feelings. The title encourages them to open it. I relate feelings. And then I make invites on Facebook, just like all of you guys, one-on-one invites and follow-ups. But I make invites in every single blog post. Once again, you see this, learn more about coaching. These links right here, I'll show them to you. If I do this, I want to be the top Beachbody coach. So there's a link that goes to a post I made that's called Become a Beachbody Coach. It gives all the details, has a recorded coach webinar, or what is coaching webinar. And then down here it says I needed to become an official Team Beachbody coach. That's a link to another, how to become a Team Beachbody coach. All the details on how to get signed up with a video for them to watch. So, and those that become a Beachbody coach website also has like my coach application. It has a 2-minute video for them to watch. So it has information to educate them on Team Beachbody as well. So that's my blog post. And remember how I get my ideas. I take my personal development and I teach it on Facebook, and I relate it to building a business, to being a dad, to building a business, being a dad, to health and fitness, any of those 3 things. And I even speak to entrepreneurs and business owners, and not directly to coaches when I'm making those videos or those blog posts, because I want to capture the attention of entrepreneurs, of people that are trying to build businesses or trying to find something else in life. So I'm giving them what I call ridiculous value every single day. So all I do, I build myself through personal development and teach it to others. So I do that on Facebook. Like I said, if it gets good traction, I transfer it over to my blog. So that's how I get at least 3 to 4 blogs. And Monica, no, I do not have somebody help me with those links. I do my blog all on my own. And like I said, it only takes me 15 minutes to make one blog post like this because of practice, right? The first few might take you a little bit. But all these links are posts that are already made. So like I literally highlight it and click the little link button, type in Become a Beachbody Coach. It pops up my other post, and then it goes. And it does seem like a lot of work, but I'm doing this for the rest of my life. So I actually I'll tell you guys, honestly, it took me 14 hours to put my blog together, and I did it in an entire Sunday. So I make at least 3 videos a week and at least 3 blog posts a week. So, and yes, I did say it took me 14 hours to set up my blog, and I did it in one day. So, and then it's just built over 4 years, and don't worry about it being, if you're going to start a blog, which I think you should, because this is something much bigger than Beachbody. It's your brand. Your entire rest of your life, you're building your brand. So you should have a website or a blog, I believe. But don't get so caught up in it that you don't do anything else. So like, don't worry about making it pretty. I even just get WordPress, and you don't even have to buy a URL or hosting or any of that stuff. Just start, your name, lindsaymiller.wordpress.com, and just start making posts right now. Don't worry about making it look all professional. Just get your content on the internet. Get it out there for people to find right now. For example, Melanie Mitro gets everything from her blog, and it's a free blog on blogspot.com. So it doesn't have to look professional. It's all about how much content, how much value you put out there. So there you go. There's my blog post. And I'm speaking so fast because Terry and I have so much content to give you guys. So now I want to talk about my YouTube channel. So you can make your YouTube channel look all pretty. For example, I made a banner up here, create a life you don't have to escape from. So that's what I'm all about, is creating time freedom. That's what my job is as a Beachbody coach, is to help people create time freedom and live a life that you don't have to escape from. And I do it through health and fitness with Beachbody products. So I picked a video that is to attract coaches and hardworking people that are willing to make sacrifices. So the first video, it auto plays on my YouTube channel, is my sacrifices video. So I have a banner up here, and on your YouTube channel that you can have links right here. If they click this link, it goes to my website. This goes to my Google+. This goes to my Facebook. This goes to my Instagram. Then right here, I have all the important links first. So I have email me first. People need to know. Aren't you so annoyed when you find a video or you find something, a blog, and you want to get a hold of that person, you can't figure out how to get a hold of them? Make sure you have your email at the top so someone can get a hold of you when they're ready. So I have my email. I have join my team. In this link right here, bit.ly.com/join Scotty's team I'll take you guys back real quick. It goes to the same link. It goes to the same link as this right here, this button. So that button and this join Scotty's team link go to the same place. So, and then I have a couple, you can create categories or playlists. So I have my popular uploads. I have a Beachbody coach one. And then I have most recent ones starting right here. So that's a little bit about what my YouTube looks like. So, and I'm just barely looking at this right now. I prefer WordPress. It's easier to do SEO on. There's some little, I use Yoast SEO, and it helps me SEO, search engine optimization, my posts. So that's what my homepage looks like of my Yoast, Yoast. So this is what my YouTube looks like when you go to it. You can go to it and check it out. And guys, I remember thinking before, like, I can't do a blog, or I can't do YouTube because, back in the day it was Wayne Wyatt or Josh Spencer, all these guys. I was like, I can't do that because they have all these awesome videos. They have, great content, great transformations. Everybody's going to go to them. Once I got rid of that and said, I'm me, I can connect with people that they can't, and started doing it, I set a goal to have 1 million views on my YouTube channel. And guys, it's taken me almost 900 videos, but I'm like 40,000 views away from my 1 million views. So just get started. The important thing is that you get your content out there. And the one thing I want you guys to know from when I went to the Marketing Impact Academy is that they told me, I got to talk to the YouTube expert there, and it's not about having one video that has 2 million views, like a music video or a viral video. They're not going to get more searches than I am. The person that has the most content of a certain topic is going to be the one that is the expert, or what YouTube sees as the expert on that topic. So I position myself as the Build a Team Beachbody business expert. That's who I am on YouTube. That's who I decided to become 4 years ago. And it's easy to do that because guys, everything you need to know to build a business is out there. So take it and teach it. That's all I do. Take it and teach it. And then I go much further than that with teaching my personal development as well. So that's my YouTube. And like I said, guys, the same thing. I do my personal development. I teach it on my Facebook page. Then all I do is I take that same topic that I just listened to, and then I read it. Then I wrote out my blog or my Facebook post, and then all I do is go outside and I grab my phone like this and I hit record and I talk about it. And the same thing, I relate it to building a business, to being a dad, to being an entrepreneur, to health and fitness, either of those topics. So that's what I do. I'm going to give you guys the money right here. So since I told you guys, so when I signed up as a coach, you got to think back to when you signed up as a coach, the process that you went through before you became a coach, right? I think a lot of times we forget that. So it took me 8 months to become a coach. And, I watched all the videos, I was watching all the trainings, and I was watching all that stuff. So I think back, and I want you to think back, when I decided to become a coach, I did this. Okay, how long did it take for me to become a coach? Okay, 8 months. Okay, so when I talk to somebody today, it's okay if they don't sign up now. It's okay if they don't get a challenge pack now, because it took me 8 months. So I understand that process. I got that mindset, right? But the next thing is, okay, when I make this video or this blog post, I want to speak to the Scotty Hobbs that was there 5 years ago, sitting in his cubicle or laying in bed at night, trying to figure out how to live life better. So I'm trying to speak to that person, and I'm trying to get as well. Like, I did P90X for an entire year before I signed up. And what I can tell you, and you guys can do a little experiment, I would try it. It's a good way for you to get to start talking to people. Pick 100 people and just ask them a question. Hey, have you heard of P90X or Insanity? Yes. Okay, they're all going to say that almost. Did you know that Beachbody pays people to share those products? They pay them a 25% commission. It's like there's a lot of people do that for a business. I dare you to ask them, not even to join. Just ask them, did you know that? And these are people you've never talked to that don't know anything about that you're a coach or anything yet. Do an experiment. Talk to 100 people and ask them. So I feel my job is to educate people that are in love with health and fitness, that love P90X, that love Insanity, that love these workouts, and educate them that, hey, I have a better way to live life, and I'm going to teach you how. So that's who I'm speaking to. So when I searched, right, I remember I searched like, who's the top Beachbody producer? What is Success Club? How do I become a coach? Is Beachbody coaching a scam? I searched all of those things, right? So here's my tags. These are my top secret keywords, just some of them. Beachbody, Team Beachbody Coach, top Beachbody coaches, best coach training, top coach training, Start with Why, Simon Sinek, Beachbody mentors, Beachbody top producers, elite Beachbody coaches, best Beachbody coaches. So I'm tagging that because I want somebody that's searching for the best. So guys, I'm not the best coach. Heck, I just went 8-star diamond. I'm not even a 15-star diamond. I've been doing this for 4 years, okay? But I think I'm the best. I believe I'm awesome. So because that's who I decided I am and who I am becoming. So I'm positioning myself as that person. So that's what I'm doing. That's, and then the number of videos, like I said, I have over 800 videos that are all teaching this personal development. I'm positioning myself as the best coach. You guys don't even know how many times I go to events and I'll be talking to someone. They're like, oh, I can't wait to be a 15-star diamond like you. And I'm like, I'm a 7, but I'm having a blast doing this, and I will be a 15-star. So, but that's just the way I hold myself, and sorry, that attracts people to you. That confidence in where you're going. So, remember that. I think as I make my videos, my goal is to make somebody feel good, and the way that I picture it is, if any of you guys know anything about real estate, I think of every time you write a blog post or specifically a video, because they can connect better with you on video, is every time I make a video, I want to own real estate in somebody's mind. So I don't care if it's a coach prospect, a future customer, another coach that's not even a part of my team. Because one day I'm going to be speaking like Tony Robbins. I'm going to be writing books. And so I want to create so much value that I create what Chalene calls, your lifers. Somebody that, looks up to you as somebody that has solved the problem in life and shared the answer. So that's what I do. That's my niche. And I think sometimes we get too caught up. I'm going to answer this question real quick on how do you figure out your niche. Mine is basically, let's see, I think I might have it on this next page. Okay, here's my niche right here. So here's that little image that I showed you guys on the other page. I'm going to walk you guys through this. I got to go kind of quick. Here's my niche. Do you feel overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated? That was me just 4 years ago. I want to share with you how we have created complete time freedom, allowing me to be a stay-at-home dad, helping people across the country with health and fitness. Learn more about coaching. I want to share more with you on how you can join our team, work with me as your mentor, turn your passion into a business, and live a life that you love. Get the free video. They click this video, and then this pops up. They put their email in, and then they get this email automatically. And I'm not going to read it. You could screenshot it. I'll blow it up here. It says, hey, thanks for signing up to learn more about my team. I'd love to help you get in the best shape of your life, design a life that you love. Watch this video. This is just a recording of one of my coach opportunity videos or webinars that I did. In this video, I'll answer the important questions. What's Scotty's team all about? What do I need to know to be a coach? Will I have support and training? If they're ready to join now, there's a button for them to click and join. You can see that pop up. It's just my coach sign up with my coach ID number, for example. So that goes to that. And then I'm going to go through this fast because I don't want to cut Terry off. And then they get automated emails, and Terry's going to teach about this. They get an email every 2 days after that initial video. So first email, guys, once again, there's a video in there. There's a button to join my team. And then I have a quote from Rick Warren about time, right? Time. And then at the top, I won't read the whole thing because of time, but it's like I'm doing an actual follow-up with someone on Facebook. It says, I wanted to check in with you and see what you liked about the coaching webinar I sent you. Have you had a chance to watch it? If you need the link again, here's the coaching webinar, and then here's a link. If you didn't already apply, I wanted to invite you to fill out the coach internship. And that's that coach application on a Google form or Wufoo. This will help me get to know you and understand you and your questions just a little bit better. Listen, when I first learned about coaching, I was excited, but I had so many doubts and fears. I thought I won't be able to be successful. I failed at so many things before. What will people think about me? I'm a busy dad that works 12 hours a day with a wife working nights. I have no time. Are there any of those thoughts running through your head? If so, ignore all the reasons it won't work and listen to the one reason it will. So I have that. And then they get another email from me 2 days later. Hey, I just want to check. Are we friends on Facebook yet? If not, can you friend request and message me here so we can get to know each other better? Okay, so I talk to a lot of people who say, I can't be a fitness coach because fill in the blank. I get every reason in the book, and trust me, before I started, I had a laundry list of reasons, and it took me 8 months to finally commit. With that being said, I wanted to introduce you to some of the coaches that I consider my family now. And then there's a 2-minute video talking about how Beachbody's changed our lives. And then once again, it says, have you made a decision about coaching yet? So this is like a follow-up, right? And I'm educating them about the business every follow-up. And another invite to fill out the coaching application. So that's my second email. And then here's the third one. I have a few questions for you. Do you want to be healthy and fit? Do you love helping others? Do you feel like you are meant for more? Do you feel like you're not living your purpose? Did you know the number one thing people want in life is to matter? Do you want to live a life of significance and design a life you love? If you answered yes to these questions, then I want you on my team as a coach. If you have not already talked to me or joined my team, then I am inviting you now. If something is holding you back, please respond and let me know your concerns. I believe that we were each put in this life to make a difference in the lives of others. In just the past 4 years, I've grown to more deeply understand this as I've worked from home with my 4 little ones for the past 3 years. You are meant to live life. You are meant to live fully and have time with the ones you love. You are meant to bless others' lives. You are meant for more. For 8 months, I let fear hold me back. So I relate. Don't let fear hold you back from your potential. I believe you can do this. Scotty. P.S. You'll have all the tools and trainings you'll need in order to build a successful business. The only ingredient left is you and your story that you will create. And then I have a video, a 12-minute video of me telling my story at Summit. So I'm really flying through these so I don't cut Terry off. So I know I need to update it to 5 kids. So I talked briefly about coach applications. And Robin, I know you guys have a lot of questions about lead pages because he's going to talk about it, and automated emails, and he's going to talk about that. Guys, I didn't start automated emails until 2 months ago. So get that. But here's the cool thing. Because I had all those blog posts and I had all those 800 YouTube videos, I have 2 full-time assistants now. What I did is I had my assistant take that link to that Join Scotty's team that starts sending those emails, and I had him put it in all 800 videos. So if you're not ready to set that up, that's okay. But get the content out on the internet, your YouTube videos, your blog posts, so that when you do have the time to get it set up, your email marketing, like that, you can then just go put it in every single video. And this is what it does, guys. When I'm sleeping, or today when I was riding my 4-wheeler, if somebody watches that video, reads that blog post, and clicks that link, it's like I'm working, because they're getting a message from me, and then they're getting emails and follow-ups from me, and it looks like it's coming directly from me, like I'm typing it out to them. So if you're not ready to get that set up and you're overwhelmed right now and you're limit on time, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time on that yet, but do make the videos, do make the blog posts, and get your content out there. And the reason I do that so faithfully is because Brendon Burchard, I think he built $6 million businesses in 7 years. And he told me at the first event I went to called Smart Success, and then High Performance Academy, is the difference between someone that's average in business and a millionaire in business is that the average person and the millionaire have the same great ideas, but the only difference is the millionaire puts it out to the world on social media, on a blog, on a YouTube, or on some platform on social media. The only difference, we all have the same ideas. The millionaire puts those ideas out to the world, and the world, the universe, God connects people with the same ideas, and boom, you begin to build a team. So here's my coach application. I'm not going to read through it right there. You can go to my tab on my blog, scottyhobbs.com. There's a tab at the top that says Become a Coach. You can click on it. You can see my Become a Coach blog post, and this coach application's there if you want to see the questions. I emulated questions from Katie Hefner, and I've had this coach application up for 3 years now. Very high quality leads you get through that. But anyway, they filled out that coach application, and then it comes in. You get an email that says, hey, you got a new coach application. It gives you their name, their number, their phone number, their email, what describes you the best, motivated by fun and recognition. I want a Beachbody workout. I want to earn an extra $500 a month to pay with bills. I'm fully employed. Do you have experience in network marketing? No. If you had a magic wand, do you want to change, make enough money to be stress-free, support my family, to have my mom's health better, and to give my daughter everything she needs? What questions do you have for me? How often do you struggle with finding people to buy and commit your products? Speak on the evenings. And I have this one, are you a coach yet? So that because sometimes a coach will fill that out and I have to separate. So I don't do a coach opportunity phone call with a coach from another team. So that's the reason I have that right there. But that's what I do for my coach application. Basically, the questions and this question right here, if you had a magic wand, they tell you their why. When I get on the phone with them, I don't even give a coach presentation. I ask them about their family. I talk about these 3 things that they want to change. That's their why. And then I give them a solution. I connect them to a story of somebody on the National Wake Up Call, someone from our team, on how Beachbody has helped them achieve what they want from their magic wand. And I invite them to follow in that lead, in that path. So, wow. So that is what I wanted to teach today. But I want you guys to know that when you do videos and you share your personal development on a blog and on a YouTube, you connect with a high quality lead. And so there's a lake behind me. Let's see if you can see it. See the lake and the pond out there? So I'm a hunter and I'm a fisherman. So I want you to think of it like this. This is what doing what Terry and I are going to talk to you about is going to do for you. So like right now, if you're a brand new coach, and you have to do this in the beginning in a way, because I did it, Terry did it, but it's like you're running around with a spear and you're trying to hunt people down. Join my team. You're like shooting arrows at them, throwing spears. I'm going to get you and you're going to join my team. And bam, you're like chasing them, right? So that's not very high quality because you're convincing somebody that you have something for them. They're not fully ready for it yet. The difference on doing a blog and a YouTube videos and what Terry's going to teach you is it's like this lake out here. It's like every YouTube video and every blog post you make, it's like fishing. It's like baiting up your line with like the best looking bait for that fish, and you cast it out. That's one video, and you set it down. And then the next day you make another video. It's like putting another bait out. You cast it out in the lake, right? You get where I'm going with this? Then you write a blog post with valuable information, a success story with invites, and you cast it out. So now with video, when you do that, you have all this bait out there, right? You have all this bait out there for some, and you're going to have much more likely chance of getting high quality people that are out searching for a change in their life, and Beachbody is going to be the answer for them. So that was my thing. I went 6 minutes over my time, and I could do a lot more, but I think I gave you everything behind the scenes that I do with my YouTube channel and my blog. If you want to look at it better, just go look at some of the videos, look at what's in the description, look at my blog post. You'll see that every blog post I have has an invite to become a coach or learn about coaching. It will say like, hey, do you have results with P90X and want to know how you can share it and make an income from home? So there's invites in every single blog post educating people that they can become a coach, because I feel that's my job, not convince people to become a coach, but educate people on what we have with Team Beachbody and how their health and fitness transformation can help them figure out whatever it is they need in life. So next, I'm going to introduce Terry real quick. Terry Fisher, he's a doctor, right? And he's going to talk about this, but you see this here. It says, I almost quit Beachbody. I remember Terry came to me, and, he's a professional in sports medicine, and he came to me and he started off real kind of fast, aggressive, excited, because this is his passion. And he said, hey, Scotty, I have to quit Beachbody. And I was like, what? No, you can't quit, right? We've all had those people that come to you and they got to quit, and sometimes they do. But I said, no, we got to figure this out. Why do you just started. Why are you going to quit? You're in this for the long haul. I remember we did a getting started right call. We did it with our iPhones. We did the video chat, and I could tell, he's a dad. We were just very similar. I was like, you got this, man. Don't quit. What's wrong? Why do you want to quit? And the reason is he was afraid because of his work that, they were telling him, I'm trying to remember exactly what, but they were telling him that he couldn't do Beachbody because they didn't want him, using his authority as a doctor to sell products to them, Beachbody products. So he was going to have to quit. So I said, hey, you don't have to sell to people in your, on your public Facebook page where they can see that. You don't have to sell to people at the clinic. You don't have to do any of that. That's the power of social media, like I talked about. Blogs, YouTube videos. If you're doing this long term, we can build something on social media where you can connect. So he came up with the exercise movement, and he began to build his business with a like page. So he's going to talk about what he does, but I want you guys to know that because he didn't quit, he's almost a 1-star diamond coach. He's working very hard right now to be able to quit working one day out of the week to give more time to Beachbody, and then he's going to slowly knock one day off until he does Beachbody full time. But with that being said, Terry, I'm going to pass the time over to you.
Awesome, Scotty. Can you guys hear me? Can you just give me a little yes here if you can hear me? Make sure that right on. Okay, awesome. I am super pumped as well. Unfortunately, I'll just try this quickly. Because I'm the second presenter on this, I think there were similar problems last time. Anyway, so you're going to hear my voice. You just won't be able to see me. That's so. Like Scotty said, he basically appealed to me because of his social media. When I decided I was going to become a Beachbody coach, I went to YouTube and I searched for the best Beachbody coach, the top male Beachbody coach, the best coach training, and everything that Scotty has told you now, it works. That's how I found him, and I emailed him, and I got talking to Scotty, and just like he said, we have a lot in common, and I joined his team. And I have to tell you, I've met a lot of coaches over the short time that I've been a Beachbody coach, and we are also really fortunate to be in Scotty's downline because Scotty is an incredible guy. That aside, what he just told you about me being a Beachbody coach is very true. So I started Beachbody coaching. I was totally gung-ho about it. I loved it. It's my total passion. And then I started thinking about this, And I realized, as a physician, I'm a sport and exercise physician, as some of you may know. I started realizing, like, I'm in a position of authority, and having an ethical medical practice is obviously extremely important. It's a huge priority, and I was concerned about how patients may perceive this, and if basically if it would be seen that this was some sort of conflict of interest for me. And so I started looking into this a little bit more, and I actually contacted my college, the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Canada, to see what their stance was on this. And I'm actually not sure if Scotty knows these details, but so they told me that, physicians can have businesses and so on, but there's a very strict line that you cannot do anything to do with your business in your medical setting because of the perceived conflict of interest, right? If a patient came to me, and I do sport and exercise medicine, if a patient came to me looking for a way to get fit, like, hello, that is my perfect person to encourage, to inspire them, to motivate them, and to offer them an incredible solution, but I'm not allowed to do that. So I was like, it's just, there's just a roadblock there. I can't go through that. If I go through that, I am risking my reputation as a physician, as an ethically practicing physician. So that's when I went back to Scotty and I said, Scotty, I can't do this. Like, I can't do it. And we had a discussion. We realized, well, what we're gonna have to do is it has to be completely, totally independent from each other. So when I go to work, I work and I see my patients, but I cannot mention Beachbody, and I don't mention Beachbody. And hey, Lindsay, I know that's you, Scotty. The video doesn't work for the second presenter. So I cannot do it. I can't do it at work. And so I talked about this with Scotty, and we realized, well, what's the answer to this? And the answer is creating an online business. So it has nothing to do with patients that I'm seeing. It has nothing to do with people that I'm seeing in my daily life. It's basically me creating a brand new business, an online presence. And the way to do that, fortunately, these days, is through social media. And so I have pretty much, I think, explored just about well, I shouldn't say that, but I've explored all of the major social media outlets that there are, all the different platforms. And I'll tell you right now, like, you'll hear Shalene say, you'll hear other top sort of thought leaders say, you don't need to be on every single social media platform. And that's totally true. I agree with that. But I think you need to be on at least 2 of them. Now, for me, I'll tell you, I'm on Facebook. Facebook is my primary social media outlet. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Pinterest. I'm on YouTube. I am on, I know I'm missing some. Now Periscope, which I'm going to talk to you about. And I've got my blog, and I do the automated emails, which I'll explain in a little bit. Straight up with you, there is no way I can handle that myself, running a full-time medical practice and being a dad of 2 kids and having time for my family and having time to sleep. So, and you don't need to know this now, or you don't need to do this now, but like Scotty mentioned, I have a virtual assistant now that helps me. And I've hired somebody in the Philippines. For me, there's local ones, there's international ones. I've hired somebody in the Philippines, and my virtual assistant, at times I've had 2, have helped me to run my social media platforms. Just to give you an idea of what that costs, obviously in Canada, I'm in Canada, or in the States, it's a lot more. You could be paying $15 an hour. In the Philippines, I pay somebody right now $3 an hour, and that is very good money for them. And she does an excellent job. So there are lots of places where you can go to hire VA. That might be like a whole nother topic, but Elance, there's an online site called online. I think it's onlinejobs.ph for the Philippines. So it's something to consider. Odesk, exactly. So what do they do for me? Good question. So I give them very strict kind of guidelines in terms of what I want them to do, and depending on where they are and how good the English is. The English is when I look for my VA, I'm kind of getting off topic here, but I'll do this quickly and I'll get back on topic. When I look for my VA in the Philippines, my number 1 criteria that I was looking for was somebody that had excellent English skills. And the VA that I hired is actually somebody who has done medical transcription work. She has won awards for English in high school. And so that was the number 1 thing that I looked for. And so when I talked to her, I Skyped with her to have meetings, and she's practically, it sounds like she's practically a native English speaker. And so she will She'll manage my my CRM software. I have a customer relationship management software. It's my database where I keep track of leads and customers, whether they come through Beachbody or Facebook. She'll enter names in there for me. She will do some of the posting for me. She will send happy birthday messages to people on my Facebook page. She will do, there are 10, 20, 30 things that she does for me. And it's probably a really good topic to talk about at some other point, but I want to move on. So what I want to do is I want to spend a fair bit of time going through particularly Periscope, because it's a brand new one. CRM, what do I use? I use Zoho. There's so many different ones. Zoho, there is a fee for that, for what I get out of it, but I do use Zoho. I like Zoho a lot. I've tried a lot of them. Z-O-H-O. I'm going to quickly go through Pinterest, and then I'm going to go spend a little more time on Periscope, and then finally on the autoresponder emails that Scotty was talking about, because that is so valuable. All right. So Pinterest, I'm going to go through some of these slides quickly. Okay. So as most of you probably know, I think most of you are familiar with Pinterest because this has been around for a couple of years now, but it's basically an opportunity for us to curate content. So it acts as sort of a bookmarking site, a social network, and a platform to collaborate. And it's organized into your boards and your pins. And people can share these things, they can like them, they can repin them, and you have the opportunity to follow people. And so I'll give you an example here. This is what my Pinterest page looks like. So this is, for example, this is something that my VA has done for me. She set this up for me. So she set this up that my pins are in very clear categories, so people can see very clearly what they're going to get when they come to my page. So there's some exercise tips and tutorials. I've got stuff about Beachbody and joining the movement. So as Scotty mentioned, when I decided that I need to, yes, it is a business Pinterest. Yeah, good question. There's personal and business Pinterest. This is a business Pinterest page. So Scotty mentioned when I started doing my social media, I was creating, like I said, a brand new online business. That's how I saw it in my mind. And I knew that I wanted to brand it. Like I wanted it to be sort of separate from me, Terry Fisher, the doctor, but also not, because I can bring my expertise from medicine to this. It's just that I didn't want it to be catering towards my patients. So I did want to have sort of a new entity. And I thought about different names, and I realized that the exercise movement was something that was really sort of encompassed the idea of growing a team and working on things together and creating a movement of helping people to get fit and healthy. And so that's where the exercise movement came from. And a lot of stuff on my page and my posts are all now branded with that. And so one of the things I'll often say is join the movement. So getting people to join our movement. So you can see there in my second category, I've got Beachbody, join the movement. I did have podcasts going for a little while. That's an interesting story in itself. I decided that I wanted to have a Beachbody business that was easily duplicated by other coaches. And the podcast was something that was not as easy to duplicate as, for example, setting up a Pinterest board or setting up a YouTube channel. And so I actually took a step back, and I haven't done a podcast for a little while now. And that's still something that I kind of struggle with a bit because I really enjoy doing that. But I really want this to be about helping people to grow. And if I'm doing anything that intimidates any coaches, I don't want to be doing that. So I've also got nutrition tips. I've got quotes there. And then this is kind of a really neat thing. And this was my VA's idea that she has done with Pinterest in the past, is that last one there, there's a group board. And so if I go to the next slide, this is sort of a picture of my group board. And what this does is this allows people to ask to be a contributor to my group board. And so this is not only me posting stuff, or really, quite honestly, my VA posting stuff to this for me, but I've got other people who have asked to be a part of this to post to this board as well. And this has allowed us to actually start to network, to make contacts, and they actually feel like they're part of the community. And then more people are sharing this, more people are interacting, and it grows that much more quickly. And you can see, you can pretty easily identify the ones that I did, because again, I'm branding them. So the picture there of Autumn Calabrese, right? It says the exercise movement, and the one up to the right, the exercise movement. And those two graphics are, for example, from blog posts. Just like Scotty said, I've specifically tried to use titles in my blog posts that that are going to be things that people are searching for. So if you look at that top one, 5 reasons why working out at home is better than working out at the gym. So maybe somebody is searching for the keywords working out at home or work out at home. And hopefully, they may come across my blog post. Okay. So that's a way that you can use Pinterest. I want to just quickly run through a couple of tips here with Pinterest. So it's a huge, huge referral traffic driver. Pinterest is huge. And I found a stat that says that it actually drives more referral traffic than YouTube, Google Plus, and LinkedIn combined. So Pinterest is huge. And then as Scotty said, Chalene Johnson was saying that when you use Pinterest and you tie that in with YouTube, because you can actually post YouTube videos to Pinterest as well, now you've got a really strong way to engage with someone, because they can look at the pictures, they can click on a YouTube video, they can see you, they can get a feel for who you are, and then you've got a link that can take them to your web page or to your opt-in page, to your lead page, which I'll talk about in a moment. Okay, so these are some tips. You can read them. You build your brand by sharing things. I'm just reading the comments there. You can share video, as I said. So I want to show you something that I think is a really neat way to use Pinterest. So this was that one post that I talked about. But this is somebody her name is Natalie Jill Fitness. She's not a Beachbody coach, okay? But she's not associated with Beachbody, at least as far as I know. But she's a fitness celebrity out there that is totally killing it on Pinterest, okay? You can see how many different areas she has on here. And all of her images are very, very colorful, very eye-catching. And the thing that I thought was an incredible idea is if you look at in the top left corner, I know you can't see it because it's a bit small, but if I go to the next slide here, the top box brings you to this board, her 30-day fitness challenge. And if you look at this, each of these posts, I'll zoom in on one of them, the 30-day challenge starts. And so she's essentially doing a challenge through Pinterest, and people follow along each day. So this is a really great way to engage with somebody and to build a connection by offering, and it doesn't need to be a challenge, but it could be, a 7-day nutrition challenge on Pinterest with pictures, what to do. So you can be a little creative with this, and there's so much that you can do with Pinterest. So this is one of the so cool, I agree. And this is one of the really cool ones that I found. So if you want to just check her stuff out, her name's Natalie Jill, and her Pinterest account is Natalie Jill Fit. Okay, there's lots of great ideas on her page. Okay, I want to move on because I recognize that. Oh yeah, I got lots to cover here. I apologize. I'm going to keep going here. So Periscope. All right. So Periscope. How many of you guys? Can you just type in there? How many of you guys are using Periscope? Any yeses? I'm just curious to see, because this has only been out literally for I don't know, four months, I believe now. So this is the thing that and if you've never heard of it, so Tiffany, you've never heard of it. Anybody else never heard of it? Say no if you haven't. I'm curious to see how many of you have never heard of this before. No? Okay, so some people are saying no. Great. So Periscope, this is, as far as Chalene is concerned, and Chalene tends to be on the cutting edge of these types of social media platforms, this is the next big thing. And it's very, very early right now, which is a great reason to get in on this if this at all interests you. Periscope essentially is a live video streaming app. Okay? It's owned by Twitter. And so you use your Twitter handle. And what it allows you to do is literally, it allows you to interact live with the people. They can actually comment to you in real time on the phone. And it looks like this graphic that you see there. So what you're seeing in that graphic is the video that somebody's taking. And you can see those lines across the bottom. And those lines across the bottom are messages. And along the right side there, you can just sort of see there's a multicolored little shapes along the right side of the screen. Those are hearts. And the way there are likes in Facebook, if you tap on the screen while you're watching a Periscope video, hearts show up on the screen. And it's a way of basically saying, yeah, I appreciate what you're saying. I like what you're saying. I agree. It's a way of sort of giving some positive feedback. So I thought a fun way of doing this would be to actually do a live Periscope demo with whoever wants to. So if you don't have the app, I still have a little more to say about Periscope while we're talking, but you can download it while we're talking if you'd like. And then I'm going to go on here. This is my Twitter handle. You can see where it says Terry Fisher, MD, the exercise movement, and underneath there it says @CoachTerryMD. Okay. In about 2 minutes here, we're going to do a live demo of this, and you can actually see what it's like, because this is incredible, because it really allows you to now interact with people in real time. Okay. And so here's a couple of tips. I want to give you a couple of setup tips before you actually start doing it. So number one, make sure you display a link in your bio. Okay, because this is the first thing that people are going to see. So I've tried to put a nice clear picture there. I've got my name, and I've got a little bit of information about me right there. When you sign up for when you sign up for Periscope, you have the option of either signing in with your Twitter handle or signing in with a phone number. Okay. The big piece of advice here is do it with your Twitter handle, and I'll explain why in a moment. Because, let me go into a little bit now. If you do it with a phone number, there's no way for the person to actually interact with you back. But if you do it with your Twitter handle, now when a person is interacting with you or you're interacting with another person, you can actually message them through Twitter at the same time. And there's a way that these live streams can automatically be recorded, and then you can go back and send a message to everybody that sent you a message during that live feed. Okay, which is incredible. This is going to be. I can see why Shalene is so excited about this. So we've got the bio there. Some other tips. Is obviously to watch some scopes. When you go to create the actual scope, you're going to create a title, and you want something that's going to be catchy, something that's going to obviously catch your attention, because you will see that there's a list of periscopes that are going on, and it's just only natural for you to want to look at the ones that are catchy. You want to use these emojis in them. So you can see in my bio, I've added a couple. I've got some running shoes there. You could have more. People have different things. You could have a biceps. You could have some fireworks. You can do whatever you want. But you just, you want it to be visually appealing, and so that people see it when they first start looking at your profile. Now, this last part here, be discoverable. I want to go to the next slide to just show you this. So this is what it looks like when you start a Periscope broadcast. Okay, so you're gonna click on your Periscope. You're gonna click on the start broadcast, and you're gonna get this screen. You can barely see it now, but if you look at the very top, it says broadcast now, and it's some very faint writing underneath that. It says, what are you seeing now? If you look really closely, it's kind of where that turquoise blue stripe is. What are you seeing now? And what you do is you type in there what the title of your scope is, okay? So once you've done that, then you have these 4 buttons, these 4 icons along the bottom, just above where it says start broadcast. There is a little triangle there. That is your location. You can opt to put that on or off. That one I caution you about, because if it's on, that means that anybody that is watching your Periscope, they know, not exactly, it's not very precise, but they know where you are located. So for security reasons, you need to be careful with that, okay? The first time I did that, I realized that, and then I was like, oh, I don't do that anymore. So I leave that off, okay? The only times I've left it on is, for example, I was in New York a couple weeks ago, and I was at the Statue of Liberty, and I did a Periscope from the Statue of Liberty. It's obvious where I am when I've got the Statue of Liberty behind me. So, I can leave that on. But, when I'm at home and I don't really want to broadcast exactly which geographical location my home is, I leave that off. The next one, the next little lock screen, that allows you to have a private Periscope with only people that are following you, okay? The next one is one where only people, it's a private messaging one where only people can message you that follow you. And the last one, and this one is really cool, is a little Twitter icon. When you have that on and you start broadcasting, Twitter automatically sends out a tweet saying, come check out this live broadcast with your title that you've chosen, and it gives a link to your Periscope broadcast. So all of your people that are on your Twitter account following you, then they can automatically be notified of your Periscope. Hopefully I didn't confuse anybody with that, okay? So usually what I do is I leave those first 3 off for security reasons and because I want to be able to interact with as many people as possible. And then I've got the Twitter on, okay? And what you do is, like it says here, you start by showing something that grabs attention, and then you take the time to welcome the people. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start a Periscope. And if you want to, then you are free to join on. If you've added me, then let's just do this. Don't feel free. I'll just do this for 2 minutes and we'll just see what's going on so you can get a sense. So I'm creating a title right now as we speak, and I've got that there, and I'm gonna hit broadcast. The thing that when I hit broadcast, you will see what I am seeing initially through my rear camera. So it's not gonna show you my face, which is why it's really important to have the camera on something eye-catching. So I'm actually gonna show you my computer where we're having this live talk. So here we go, I'm gonna start broadcast. And it says tells me that I'm now live, okay? And I can see that people are joining on here. So Brianna joined, hey guys, how's it going? Great to see you. And Spades Fitness, that's awesome. Well, thanks for the hearts, guys, that's great. Having a lot of fun talking with you guys. So you can see that the broadcasting tips that we're looking at right now, hey, nice to see you, Brianna, thanks for the message. Awesome, way to go, this is so much fun. And you see, we can actually interact here. I'm seeing your comments, I'm chatting with you guys, and like, this is so much fun. I can just sit here and talk to you guys. Now, when I double click on the screen, so I'll double click on my screen. There you go, now you can see me, okay? And now I could sit there and I could talk. And so a couple little tips. For those of you that aren't on here, basically the good practice patterns are to start with a few minutes of chatting with the people that come on and asking questions, engaging with them. Because keep in mind that other people are going to be joining as you're starting. So you don't want to get right into your content initially. You want to basically make some small chit chat. So with the people that are coming on, I'd be like, hey, great to see you guys. Put a comment there, where are you from? I'd love to see where you guys are around the country. You know, if you're there, give me a thumbs up. And I'd love to, you know, just, it could be anything. I'm just making stuff up here on the fly, obviously. But Arizona, awesome, way to go. Terry, I like that first name, Terry, awesome. Arizona, and you know, it goes on. We got people all over the States. Any Canadians here? Come on. San Diego, Montreal, there we go, right on. California. So you get the idea. And then people come in, then you do an introduction so people know who they're talking to. And then after that, then you get into the content, okay? While you're on here, you can also share it. You can tell people, okay, just swipe to the left on your screen. And then if you go up, you'll see a share icon. And it'd be great if you could just share this with people. So you know, you can grow your engagement and grow the people that you're connecting with right here live, okay? So I think I'm gonna stop here and go back to the slides. Thanks for joining on, guys, all right? And thanks for sharing, I appreciate that. Right on, okay? So I'm gonna sign off here and I'm gonna go back to the slides. There we go, okay? So we're back. Can you guys still hear me here back on the presentation? Hopefully you can. Another thing that I have, and I don't know if you noticed, is I also am using I bought a lapel mic. So the one that I recommend that Chalene Johnson and a bunch of the people that are doing Periscopes recommend is called the Smart Lav Plus. Smart Lav Plus. And it's a really good microphone and it just plugs directly into the iPhone, okay? Now, let's keep going here. Catch. This is somebody that if you're interested in learning how to do Periscope better, this is the person that you need to follow. Kim Garst, at Kim Garst, in addition to Chalene Johnson. Chalene Johnson has given Kim Garst the nickname the First Lady of Periscope because she has got incredible, valuable tips for people. I'm just gonna write this out here. The name of that microphone is somebody's asking here, Smart Lav Plus. There you go, okay. It's by Rode. Rode is the company. So Catch. I want to talk about Catch too. If you are going to be doing Periscopes, Catch will automatically save your Periscopes online if you have a Catch account, which is really cool. So if you go to catch.me and you log in with your Twitter account, it will automatically save every single Periscope that you're doing online. And then you can give people the replay link to your Catch account, and you never have to upload your videos. They're always right there. Okay, so it's very, very cool. All right, I'm gonna keep moving on here because I still want to hit the lead pages. I'm sorry guys, I've gone way over time. And if you need to go, I totally understand. I'm gonna keep going here for people that are here, and the recording will be available. But I wanna make sure that we get all this content out to you guys. So, oh, we already did the demo, so I did that. Catch Me, it's spelled with a K. It's KATCH.me. Okay. Okay. So we did that already. Let's move on here. So these are the two people you want to follow if you want to learn more about Periscope. Kim Garst and Chalene Johnson. They're both basically killing it on Periscope, and they've got lots of great ideas. Okay. Email lists. This is a very big topic as well. And like Scotty said, this is something that he did. He's only started this a couple months ago. To be quite honest, I haven't been doing it for that much longer than that as well. However, this is extremely, extremely valuable. Okay. So what is, Scotty went into this a little bit, so I hope I don't repeat here a lot of what he said, but I want to give you a really good overview of why you should be doing this. So why do you have an email list? For example, let's just take Facebook. On Facebook, yes, you've got friends that follow you, but you have absolutely no control really on when that person's going to log in to Facebook, when that person is going to see you, when that person is going to interact with you, if they're going to see your posts, and so on. And it's the same with a lot of these social media platforms, okay? With an email list, for people that subscribe to your email, they're the ones, they are, first of all, very highly qualified leads, okay? Meaning that they are very interested in what you're doing because they have obviously subscribed to your email list. They essentially have given you permission now to send them emails because they want to hear from you, okay? And so I want to talk a little bit about the structure here, and then we'll get into more of the benefits. The way that you set this up is you have to have a way to collate your subscribers. So you need to have, essentially, this is why you need to have a blog set up, okay? It's not essential, but the best way of doing this is to have a blog, because when people come to your blog, that's a really good way for somebody then to opt into your email list if they like what they're seeing on your blog, okay? Then you're going to create something that is useful for that person to have in order for them to give you your email address. And I'm going to talk about that. Then you're going to send them the targeted email, and you can, by doing this, also track. There's incredible tracking tools available to see who has opened your email, which emails they've opened, what links they've clicked on. So it gives you so much more control over what the person is doing, okay? So let's get into this a little bit more. I'm going to go through this really quickly because of the time, but everyone has email. We know that. It allows you to connect with your target market. I'm going to keep going here. It allows you to increase the amount of repeat traffic. So when somebody gets an email from you and it's got some valuable content, something that they want to see or hear from you, it allows them to go back to your website because there's a specific link in the email. It keeps you, forefront in their minds. And over time, so you're capturing their attention, and this is going to stay in their inbox until they deal with it, right? And now, hopefully they don't just delete it. But the point is that it's going to stay back. Yeah, you want me to go back? Sure. If you guys want to take a screenshot of that, screenshot that, and then I'll keep going. Okay, I'll forward here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There you go. And then screenshot that one. Okay, and I'm going to get to the email list in just a sec. Yeah, thanks for the question, Allison. I'm gonna get right to that. So let's keep going here. Let's go to the next one. So like I said, it allows you to keep your audience by giving them consistent, good quality content, things that are valuable to them. You basically are becoming an expert in their minds. You are providing them with content that's valuable over and over and over, and that makes you a trusted expert. And you are the one that you become the go-to person when they've got a question about fitness or about nutrition. Okay, so it's really, really valuable in that way. I'll keep going here. So the number one benefit of the email, as far as I'm concerned, is that it's your property, right? You own your email list. You do not own your friend list on Facebook. Facebook could decide to shut it down at any moment. You do not own your Twitter list. Twitter could do something and they, all of a sudden you lose access to them. If you know Chalene Johnson's story with Instagram, she was hacked and she lost her Instagram accounts and all her followers. So when you have an email list though, that is your property. You can download it. You can save that on your hard drive. You can save it in multiple places. And if anything ever happens to your accounts, you still have your database of customers that you can always email. And you can explain if there's a problem. Like Chalene, she said she had her, she has her email list, and so on. So that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's one of the best benefits of the email list. Now, how do you grow an email list? So people need a reason to give you their email address. And so you'll hear different terms for this. There's an opt-in or something called a freemium. And this could be anything. So this could be a report. This could be a recipe book. It could be a workout. It could be some type of way to organize your life. Basically something that people are struggling with that they need help with, okay? And you create that. So for my opt-in, I've got a free 7-minute workout. So if they want to get a free 7-minute workout, they can opt in, they can give me their email address, and I will send them a document that outlines a 7-minute workout, and I've even created a little audio that goes along with it. So I talk them through their workout, okay? And so, the opportunities here and the possibilities are limitless. It's limited by your imagination in terms of what you can create that's going to be valuable to somebody. So how do you create your email list? You first have to create your freemium. So that's the first step. You got to decide, okay, what am I going to create that's going to be really valuable to somebody? So that's the first step. The second step is you need to create a landing page. And a landing page is like what Scotty was talking about. Somebody goes to your page, and I'm going to show you some examples of this in a moment. Somebody goes to your page, and it basically tells them what they're getting if they opt in. So on my landing page, I'll show it to you in a moment. It shows what they're getting with the free workout, and then there's a place to put in their email address. They click that, and they get it. And now they get an email from me. They get an introductory email from me, and they're subscribed to my autoresponder series. Like Scotty said, I've got an email that goes out depending on what's going on a daily basis or every 2 days. But then I send an email every week to that person, and I help to build that relationship. Okay. So this is what my landing page looks like. If you were to go to theexercisemovement.com/free workout, that's my web URL for that. This is what you'll see. So you see my 7-minute workout. I've got a testimonial there up front. And I've purposely done this. This is the first page of what you get, but I put a big arrow on top of the content. Get moving now. So this is it's a little bit of a teaser. It's like, yeah, okay, I want that. Get moving now. I can't really see what it's about. And then they click on that yellow button, click here to get moving, and we go. So I'll show you that in just a sec. So I'm using Lead Pages, but I'll explain to you in a moment. There's other email providers. Aweber, MailChimp are the two big ones. So when they click on that, yellow button, click here to get moving, they come to this, which is basically saying they're almost there. Just please complete this form, and they put in their email address. You can set this up, but actually for this form, the only required field is the email address, because that's really what I want. If they leave their first name and last name empty and they click get moving now, they'll still get it. They'll be subscribed. I just won't have their first and last name. And then they get it, and they get my my series of emails. Okay. So these are the main resources and the ones that I would suggest that you check out if this is enticing enough for you. Email list providers. So generally speaking, the cost of the service is going to depend on the size of your list. Okay, so with MailChimp, and that's the one that I'm currently using. If you use MailChimp, there is a free option. So you can do essentially what I just showed you for free, but in the free version, there's no autoresponder, meaning when they sign up to get your opt-in or whatever it is, they'll get one introductory email from you automatically, but you won't be able to do any more auto emails. You can still go in and write emails and send it to them, but it won't be set up to work automatically, which I think is really where a lot of the value of this comes in, okay? The paid option is $10 a month for MailChimp, and that's up to 500 people on your list. Okay, the prices go up then for the next 500 up to 1,000 and up to 1,500 and up to 2,000 and so on. But you can check that out on the site. Send them your 8-minute workout you post on Facebook. It's great. Oh, thanks. Aweber, 30-day free trial. So you can try it for 30 days, and then it's $19 a month for up to 500 people. So it's a little more expensive. Once you get into the higher number of subscribers, the MailChimp and the Aweber accounts are more equally priced. Okay. Now the landing page. So the landing page is that page that I showed you that people see when they go to your opt-in website. And so MailChimp and Aweber allow you to do that. It's included, okay? They're not as easy to use as Lead Pages. Lead Pages is what I'm using right now. They either charge you $37 a month or it's $25 a month, and it's billed annually. So that's what I'm doing. But Lead Pages is designed to make this extremely quick. They're all so what I showed you is basically a template. I just changed the text on that. I changed the graphic, and I change and you edit. So I want, once somebody signs up, I want them to go to my MailChimp list, right? And so so that's the nice thing about Lead Pages. There's also other things that Lead Pages has, like you could have a text link on your blog or your website, and if you click on that little bit of text, up will pop that box where they put in their email address. Okay, and it's true. You own your email list. I'm seeing some of these questions here. If you want, you can always download your list, switch over to another service, and upload it. The catch there is that you're going to have to rewrite your emails that you've written, or that autoresponder series, right? So it will take some work, but you can move from one service to the other service if you want to. Okay. So I think that might be. Let me see if that's just about where I'm at here. Yeah, so these are a couple of people, again, that you follow. Shalene Johnson, she's got her hands in everything, and she's doing an incredible job, and there's a good reason for that. Shalene Johnson is really big on email lists. If you don't listen to her podcast, Build Your Tribe, it's really good. Amy Porterfield and Pat Flynn are two big names in the entrepreneur space. Amy Porterfield is big on Facebook marketing and the email list building. And Pat Flynn has a website and podcast about basically any business that is working based on passive income, generating passive income. And so that's what Pat Flynn is doing. So I think that's my last slide. So I hope that was helpful. What I'll do is I'm going to turn it back over to Scotty and see if Scotty has. I'm not sure if Scotty's there. Scotty, you there? Scotty's not there. All right, so while it's still recording, because I'm not sure if I can actually stop it. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to take questions for like 3 or 5 minutes. Otherwise, I will stop the recording. Who's excited about Periscope? Love Periscope. Question? Yeah. Any questions? Your video, what format do you send? Can you spare Periscope and iSchool? What's the best way to start all this? How much time does it take to get 1,000 followers emails? Oh wow, lots of questions. Okay. Okay, so let me just scroll up here. I'm gonna answer some of these. Let me see, where was the first one here? What format do I send your video on? So I'm not sure what you're referring to, but basically if you had a video that was a workout, you can send, there's different ways of doing it. You could send somebody the link in your email to, for example, a private or an unlisted YouTube video. That would be one way of doing it. So that way you control who sees it through your autoresponder. You could have a video embedded on a blog, and you could send them the link to your blog, but you don't publicize that link unless they've got the email. So there's various ways of doing that. Can you Periscope on an iPhone? Absolutely. That's what I'm using. I'm using an iPhone to Periscope. What's the best way to start with all this? you have to pick and choose. That's the bottom line. There's no way you can possibly do all of this at the same time. It's just not possible. So I would say, from my perspective, I really think that starting with an email list is going to be a little bit more work up front, but I truly believe that's going to be one of the most powerful things that you can do, because you are going to be in more control of how you're interacting with all the people that you're connecting to. So I think that's probably where, if you had to pick one thing to focus on, I would probably go with the email list. Let me see here. I'm just scrolling up to see what else we've got here. Is my Zoho connected to MailChimp? My Zoho and MailChimp, they're not. They are connected to MailChimp, although it's not like somebody in Zoho automatically gets entered into MailChimp. What it's doing is it's actually communicating through the two, and it's seeing if somebody is on Zoho and is on MailChimp, and then matching them up and telling me that. So, but it's not actually like importing my Zoho to MailChimp or importing my MailChimp to Zoho. How many emails do I send per week? I usually send one, unless they've started to sign up for my autoresponder. When they get my autoresponder, I actually send them a daily email for a week when they first sign up, and then I send them weekly after that. Let me see. In order to start the email list, you first have to create a page to gather info. You do need to have that. You need to have someone, like if you sign into MailChimp and you decide you're going to start generating a MailChimp list, MailChimp will be your database for that. But you need to have some kind of page that people are going to go to opt in, right? They have to go somewhere to do that. Now, MailChimp, as far as I can recall, and Aweber have a landing page that you can make. So you won't necessarily you need a whole page, but you'll have a landing page that you can create and send people to. Okay. What else do we have? What you're going to do? What do you want people to have flat broker build this kind of thing? I would, if you really don't need to invest, I would start with MailChimp because it's free, and that's where I would go. MailChimp is a great way to go. All right. So thanks a lot, guys. I'm gonna run, but I had a lot of fun bringing this to you, and hopefully you did find it really valuable. Hopefully you can take away a lot of the stuff. Feel free to message me, send me questions. I'm happy to answer questions at any point if you've got some, and we go from there. Scotty, are you there? Do you want to say any final? Case. I'm not sure where Scotty is, but anyway, I stopped the recording. It is recorded, and we will put it up there as soon as we can. Thanks a lot, guys, and great. We'll talk soon. Okay, have a great night, everyone.